press the record button as fast as possible, making videos. It shows you exactly how your mind works, but it shows it to you instantly on something as simple as pressing the button to record a video. And it just shows the that's the thing. It just shows how friction between ideation and execution can mess any process up. For example, you have an idea, you're hyped up, you see yourself, I'm going to say that, I'm going to say that. It's still fresh in your mind. You're super hyped up and you're in the mood, and you say, okay, right, I'm not in the right circumstances, I'm not in the setup, this and that. Especially if you're a beginner, because you don't have these conditioning, these automatisms that would help you to just, all right, I just remember. I just have to, that takes a lot of skill. But if you're a beginner, then you have to just instantly jump on the camera. I have an idea, I have a point I want to make. I jump, boom, press record. That's the thing. If there is too much time between the ideation, between the idea and the execution, then it makes it 10 times harder to basically do anything. So by the time you get and you set everything up and stuff, it's okay. If it goes pretty bad, you can even freeze on the process and, okay, I need to find that angle and the lighting and the focus. And so by the time you get everything in your taste, fits your taste, then you already forgot. It's you didn't forgot per se, but it's not fresh anymore. Now you even forgot about what you wanted to talk about, or what was your point to begin with, because now there is friction between the ideation and the execution. So how to reduce that friction? Well, I have a theory for that. First is to acquire the skill of making videos. That's the only thing. If you want to afford having an idea for a video and letting the whole day pass, or even 2 days, and the idea still be fresh in your mind, you need to build a system in your mind that would allow you to take that time. But if you're beginning, there is too much friction. The thing is, see it like a comet. I don't know, I'm coming up with such crazy examples, but see it as a comet that goes from the idea to the execution. Then you have the comet, it's a big stone, and as it goes towards the execution, which is like the atmosphere, it burns, and some like stone just gets smaller because it's burning, it's going so fast, and there is friction in the atmosphere that makes that comet burn. But if you have enough experience, you have the whole comet coming into the atmosphere and it's boom. I don't know, man. I always come up with crazy examples. But if you look at my 2 first videos, it wasn't that great. I just didn't have that flow, because that's the second thing. First, you want to reduce the friction and between the ideation and the execution. Then you need to have the skill. But to develop the skill, you need to put a lot of reps. And the reps have to be done in a setup that is not perfect. And you don't care, just try something. Yesterday I posted a video, but I had to because I want to just experience the process. But it was dark, we wouldn't even see the half of my face, and I was tired, and don't care. I want to experience the process. I want to get that done so I can move to something else, because I'm not just spending my whole day like shooting videos. So I might as well just doing that consistently. And to do that, you need to get rid of the perfectionism, which comes from fear, which comes from the ego, where you're just like thinking that you are something, or you need to be something in order to present yourself to others. But that's not how this works. And it's not only on YouTube, it's just in general. That's how it works in general. You present yourself to others, showing something about you that isn't really the real you, or trying to sugarcoat yourself too much, or dilute your personality too much, so that when everything goes wrong, when you get frustrated, or somebody else gets frustrated, your real self comes out, and now people are shocked, and now you're shocked. That's not what we've been sold. That's not what we've been sold. We thought you were like that, but now that it's getting tough, your real nature comes out, and now you're like that. Well, that's something with social media. You're trying so hard, and I know, especially on written based platforms, because I tried X. I tried personal branding on X, and it's so easy to lie when you write. It's just so easy to lie when you write because you have so much time to think about exactly how you're going to word this and that. But if you do that on video, well, we will feel that. It just, you will, especially if you don't edit your videos. And that's why I would take a channel that I would dedicate to posting raw videos. Because then I'm sure that I'm not sugarcoating or diluting myself too much. I'm just presenting myself as I am. And it's the most important thing to actually like express authenticity. It just makes sense. I don't even have to show authority, proofs, or scientific studies. It just makes so much sense that if you can just spontaneously present your ideas, spontaneously say what you think, then it all comes down to I forgot my point. I hope it won't happen too much. But it all comes down to the work you did on yourself. Because if you really work on yourself, then that authenticity will develop naturally because you've worked on yourself. You didn't work on how you present yourself. You worked on the quick decision that you are making. For example, for me, it was like, I started a YouTube channel 1 year ago and I posted 8 videos and I thought it was cringe. And I thought, yeah, bro, you're a joke. Like, you're a joke and you're so freaking cringe. And I stopped. I deleted the channel, deleted all the videos, and I just stopped because I thought I was cringe. But actually, I remember that quote: "Don't kill the cringe, kill the thing that cringes." Because this is that thing that makes everything cringe. But anyway, because I remember also I had a friend who was always like saying, "Oh, that's cringe. Oh, that's cringe." Kind of a gimmick. It was like, no, you're cringe. You're making everything cringe every time you're, So anyway. The main point is, if you have all of that, and I'm not sure if I can remember all the points of the video to have the correct sequence of thought, that's a good exercise. You make your point in like a 3 parts, and then you kind of recall, you have to recall in your memory the points that you made. So the basic point is reduce friction between ideation and execution. You have to do that. Second point, I have to do that. I'm doing that by practicing and putting aside my ego and just posting raw content with no editing. So it prevents the overthinking and it builds in myself the skill of being spontaneous. And it should develop as a skill, rather, and as experience. And then it will reduce that friction between the ideation and the execution of a video when you have an idea. But you have to accept the idea of getting rid of perfectionism. And I always say the fact that, and I don't care. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to make the point. And it's hard to make the point, but you have to, because you have that skill, you have that quality, actually, that you can turn into a skill. And that quality is being a human. And when you are a human, you have an intellect and you have an ability to speak, but you can't turn that into a skill because you don't even acknowledge this quality. You don't even see it. You're not even aware of that quality. And you're not doing, and should stop saying you. And I wasn't doing the work to acknowledge that quality. So I couldn't even capitalize on that quality to begin with. And that quality, everybody has it, those human qualities. Some are gifted, yada, yada, yada. But I believe that if you really want it, you develop it, point blank. And you don't care about others. You only care about what can this quality do for you, not what it does for other people. That's it. And it's so easy to judge on YouTube. So easy to judge yourself because there is so much content. Some people are here, it's been 10 years they are here in the game. Some people are here, it's been 4 years. I've been here for 3 years. Some just blow up like that because of a coincidence. Some just have an innate gift or just have experience or whatever. And you don't see the millions of other people who are just getting like 50 views. It's been posting for 4 years or whatever. So that's the thing. But everything comes down to reducing that friction, putting your ego on the side, getting rid of the perfectionism, and putting in the reps so you can turn that quality that you have into a skill of basically being authentic and being raw and having the ability to make your points as effectively or as clearly as possible. I can put it like that. And see, it's still not perfect. I realize trying to think about, all right, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I still have that really that bad thing too, but you have to go through the process, and that's literally it. Reduce that friction and press record.